I knew what I wanted to do when I was that age. I used to go up into all the bedrooms, get away from other people, and I used to read from the dictionary and all the school books I could get, and I read everything possible to read. And I wanted to train my own voice, because we weren't very well off in those days. And I decided once that I was going to be in show business. I wanted to be on the stage, not in the audience. Right, so my mother, she had to sort of go out and do a job for us so that she could earn enough to teach my sister and I, or get a teacher for us for the piano for a start. And she used to stand us against the wall for the A, B, C, D, everything that she could have us standing up there for. And right, so I said, yes, well, I want to play the piano. Let's can we start there? You know how you are when you're children. It all gets exciting, doesn't it?
Yes.
And she was thrilled to bits, because her family had all been in this, not in the business, but wanting to be in the business. And she thought to herself, well, if we can get one in the family, this will be great. However, I went forward, and when I'd learnt quite a bit about the piano, I called in. Oh, I was always cheeky, always going to do this and do that, and I always did it too. And I called in at the Watford School of Music, and there was a Mr. Wallace Bandy there. And so I saw him, and he said, what do you think you can do then? I said, well, I want to learn the piano properly. I said, I want to do something with it, earn some living with it. And I thought, well, this is rather good. Anyway, he was quite interested in me, and he said, well, there's an exam. He said, what do you know about taking an exam? Yes, I'll take it. I was always one right through my life. I would take an exam, and I loved it. And I said, oh yes, please, will you train me for this? He said, well, I don't know how you can play yet, do I? So he really took great interest in me, and I went in for the first examination, and it was on Friday the 13th, my birthday. And I walked in this room, and I said to myself, Phyllis, you're going to win this, don't you dare come out without it. So I went in, and I don't think I've ever played like it in my life. I knew I'd done well, and the exam teacher, he said, you have done well, haven't you? He said, right, well, you've won the what was it, examination, you passed the examination. And he said, I'll take you on, right? I said, well, I haven't got much money, but he said, well, you haven't got to pay this year because you've won the examination. And it's gone the scholarship. Well, this was the first, and this made me so interested. I really wanted to go ahead with it. So I got hold of some more girls, and my sister, she was learning she started learning the cello. And we worked, and we worked. And I found a girl who could play, who was learning the drums. Her father was in one of the theatre orchestras. And she managed to get some money. I think an aunt left her some money, so she got some drums. And I was thrilled to bits with going on ahead like this with the girls. And there was a man, we rehearsed for a year. We had to sort of tie up on what money there was, and use what we could, and save what we could. However, we worked and worked and worked. I was so pleased with them. And this gentleman was opening a restaurant in Watford, in the Market Street, Watford. So I went in with all my cheek, and I said, good morning. I said, can I speak to the manager? And the gentleman came up to me and he said, I'm the manager, Mr. Gibbons. What do you want? I said, well, I can do something for you. And I said, you can do something for me. I said, here's me telling the businessman what to do and what not to do. Yes. Anyway, I said, I've got a new orchestra. They've not been out yet, but they're ready. And I said, I'm saying they're ready, and I know they are, to have an engagement. So I said, I'm offering them to you. And he said, oh, really? Well, he said, Sounds as though you know what you're doing. He says, for your cheek, you can start next week. Are you ready for next week? I said, oh yes, we're ready any time. And I said, I know where I'm at school, all my people there, all my school pals there, they'll all come in and have coffees here, and coffee and chocolate biscuits. And I said, they will look after us, and they'll look after you. And all this seems absurd, really, but it wasn't. It happened. We went into that. We went in the next week, and we started. My sister made us some costumes, pretty costumes, and off we went.